Welcome, Norman. Maybe this is not your country, or have you just changed?
I will try. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Norman Maiwashe. I come from South Africa. Brian had promised me that he will make the introduction a little longer to make my life easier. But I have a difficult task ahead of myself. I was supposed to have prepared a PowerPoint presentation, but I think in the interest of time and given our situation in the country, we thought it would be wise if I just say what comes to my mind. So I hope I'll choose my words properly. In South Africa, we are quite small in terms of the whole issue of the seed stock industry. We are a small participant, mainly importing genetics from other countries. And it's only in few breeds, I think the Bonsmara and Awanguni, which are indigenous, where we also participate in the exporting of genetics. What I'm going to say here is going to revolve around mainly in terms of the issue of how we regulate data collection or performance recording in the country. We have a registrar of livestock who is part of the Ministry of Agriculture, which we call the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. His main task is to coordinate all activities around livestock improvement. We have quite a number of service providers in the country for both registration of pedigree animals and also performance testing. Arthur talked about the breed plan system. We also have a breed plan system being, the services are available in our country. He talked about Namibia and South Africa being one of the group that they have in their evaluation system. And the Agricultural Research Council has been the main provider of mainly performance recording services over the years. And our landscape, it's changing over time. We're seeing an evolution where things get more and more interesting. I think the US example was a good one where I think they've gone almost full circle. We are not yet there. We have other role players in the industry in the form of Statbook. I think we have around, 7 people from South Africa that are participating in this conference. So it's quite a big delegation for such a small country with a small say in the breeding of livestock. So we have quite a number of service providers in the country. And from our perspective, we are looking at developments in genomics with keen interest. Our capacity is quite limited in terms of our research input and everything. We're trying our best. There is a significant chunk of our funding going into funding research activities around genomics. We're putting a lot of investment into infrastructure, the genotyping capacity. We have invested quite 10 to 15 million South African rands in the last year into developing that infrastructural capacity. In terms of organization, earlier during the year, we have had 2-3 workshops where we have invited speakers from around the world to discuss the issues around genomics. How do we go around trying to get our industry to understand what are the benefits of this technology? And I think that was a worthwhile exercise. We're getting ourselves organized into a consortium. Maybe it's not the right word after a presentation from the US that money into a consortium does run out, but I think we're fortunate because we are at the beginning. So I think with that kind of an organization, we'll be able to convince our decision makers in the form of politicians to be able to invest more money into genomics research. I think our farmers are very excited about the technology. The other side that we are very much involved in is working with smallholder farmers. We are putting a lot of emphasis into collecting data from our smallholder farmers. Over the years, we have been very much big about the small percentage of our farmers that are involved in stud breeding. Now we're thinking more about other farmers that are there because we are very much interested in food security. So those are the few activities that we are focusing our attention on quite lately. We have universities involved in research. We have the Agricultural Research Council, and we do a lot of collaboration with other countries. And the other thing that is very important for us, it's human capacity development. We do send quite a number of students from around the world to try and get the necessary skills to be able to do research at the highest level. So I would say those are the few activities that we are currently getting ourselves busy with. And we look forward to a very good and exciting meeting, and hopefully we'll take some good lessons back home, since some of the colleagues here are already quite advanced in terms of some of these technologies that are of interest to everybody else. If there are questions, I think my colleagues will be able to handle them.